Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth, this is Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, and you're watching Flosstube number 47. Okay, so today is July the 4th, 2023. Happy Independence Day, I guess. And yeah, I have the day off. I've had a whirlwind of a weekend, as you might can tell. And I'm a little bit late with my normal video. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't really worked on any cross stitch. I've maybe spent like an hour in total over the past like couple weeks. So, cause I think my last video was like mid-June, so a little over 2 weeks. Since my last update. So yeah, but I did finish my Taylor Swift jacket, so I will show you my jacket. And thankfully I finished it in time to see Taylor this past weekend on July the 1st is when I saw her. So yeah, I figured this video I would just kind of like chat about Taylor Swift because I'm really excited about it, and then do kind of like an unofficial mid-year WIP parade. And I say unofficial because I have not ironed anything. I didn't even put my projects in order. I just have my little Notion over here, and so we'll just grab them as they are in order on my Notion and kind of just stay chill and look at my projects, because honestly, now that I'm done with this jacket, I kind of need to see what I'm working with and kind of what is sparking creativity and what I really want to be working on. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so before I get into my jacket, I did want to share another little crafty thing that I had been doing the past couple weeks, and that was making friendship bracelets for the Taylor Swift concert. So these are just like beaded bracelets that use like letter beads and seed beads. And anyway, I just kind of wanted to show what I made. Oh, and I got my nails done for the concert too. So each color is a different album for Taylor. So anyway, okay, so I made not very many. Like, there were people at the concert who like had arms full of them and were like actually trading, but I just made some for myself and my mom and my sister, and I also made Bobby wear some. So anyway, I have this gold one that says fearless. There we go. And then I was trying to do the album, so this one says Taylor Swift and it's like a teal color. This one says reputation, and I made it say reputation. And it's just like these multi-chrome beads. And then my all-time favorite song at the moment, Cruel Summer, with some pink. And then I also really like this one. This one says It's Me High from Antihero. And then this one is purple, says Speak Now, which Speak Now Taylor's version comes out this Friday. I'm really excited about that. And then this is another one of my favorites. This one says Getaway Car, which is from Reputation. So yeah, anyway, I had a lot of fun making those. I like ended up getting like a ginormous like little box to like store all of my letter beads in. So now I'm like, I went all in, guys. So, and then I have another box somewhere else that has just the seed beads in it. But I organized all the letters by letter so that it'd be easy to spell different things and whatnot. But yeah, so I've been making friendship bracelets to wear to the concert, and yeah, so okay, but anyway, my jacket, which was like kind of the big project, I worked on this jacket. I started this jacket over 10 weeks ago, and that's about how long it took me to finish it in time to wear to the concert. And so this is what the completed jacket looks like. So and then I also put some of the beads on the front of the jacket to kind of, you know, spice it up a little bit more. And then over here I put Cincinnati, Ohio, and the date of the concert. So yeah, I'm so excited how it turned out. I was kind of bummed, to be quite honest with you, when I first rinsed off the stabilizer because Taylor Swift in 1989 ended up being a lot darker than I anticipated, because as you can tell on this side, like 1989 is pretty bright, and then over here it's like a little bit dull. But honestly, I was really just beating myself up too much about it, and it ended up being fine. So, oh my goodness, but I'm so happy with it. And I think everyone was so excited, and everyone was like wearing different costumes and stuff, so nobody like really said anything about my jacket. But I did go a couple days early to go to the merch truck, and I made some friends with some girls in line, and they were telling me how much they loved my jacket, so that was nice to kind of get to show it off in the wild, I guess. But yeah, so my mom and my sister came into town to go to the concert with us. So it was me, my sister, my mom, and Bobby. And I don't think we actually have a picture of all four of us, but we might have a selfie, so I'm just gonna throw up some pictures. I had an incredible time. I was so sad that it was over, to be quite honest. But yeah, I had a really great time. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And funny enough, I bought these tickets when they went for sale on like November the 14th, and I know that because it was literally my second day of work or November 15th. It was literally my second day of my new job, and I was like trying to buy tickets at work. But anyway, obviously I was successful. When I bought the tickets, I knew that they were like the last row of like the section that we were in, which was part of the lower bowl, but they actually ended up being like wheelchair accessible seats. So it was actually really nice because it wasn't part of the main section. It was like a little like single row that was kind of behind this concrete wall between the lower bowl section and like where the box seats are. So you can kind of tell in some of the pictures that I'm sure I'm showing you right now. But it ended up being great because then we had room to like stand up and kind of move around and dance, and we didn't have to worry about like being like right up next to people. And it was wonderful. It was so nice. Oh, I loved it so much. So anyway, I could go on and on about how much I love Taylor Swift, but we won't go there. So anyway, but I'm very excited about my jacket. I definitely will be pulling it out to wear just randomly whenever I feel like it. And then while we're talking about Taylor, here's one of the shirts that I got. And I got another variation of it that's like cream that without the color. And then, like I said, me, my mom, and my sister got our nails done. So each of the colors represents a different album. And Taylor also had her nails done like this. So it was just really fun. I just had a great time. Okay. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and start talking about my WIPs that I haven't touched in forever. Yay! Okay, so I figured we would go in chronological order, oldest to newest. And like I said earlier, none of these projects are ironed. I don't even have them in order over here. They're just kind of like all in a bucket. So we're just gonna have some fun. But anyway, so the oldest project that I have is my Sweetheart Campfire, which is a full coverage piece based on the artwork from Kinkade. And I'll put a picture up here of what it's gonna look like. I don't have any stats as far as like how long I've been working on it or any of that stuff, but I did start this on January the 24th, 2021. And this is kind of a huge giant piece of fabric because it's still out of the Q-snap since I last showed you. But here's what it looks like. So, like I said, this is Sweetheart Campfire by Kinkade. And I am stitching this diagonally with the parking method. This is 18 count oatmeal Aida that I got from Michael's. And let's see, I think the height of the, sorry. I haven't done this in a while, as you might can tell. So the height right here is half of the total height, and then the length here is 1/3 of the total length or width or whatever. So, but yeah. I definitely, obviously, want to put some more stitches into this. I'm going to say that about everything. But yeah, I definitely, next time I work on it, I'm going to be working this section right here. So, and I don't have it pulled up on, like, my, pattern keeper, but I think this is like 8 or 9% of the total stitch piece. So anyway, another thing that I feel like I am starting to consider is to just stop tracking how long it's taking me to do these projects, because I think that's just kind of adding unnecessary stress to like how long it takes to do this craft. So I'm considering stopping doing that, so we'll see. But anyway, okay, so that was my first WIP. Second oldest is gonna be Alice in Wonderland by Satsuma Street. So this is what it's gonna look like. Let's find it in the pile over here. All right, so here is my Alice in Wonderland. So this is stitched on 28 count Ice Blues Weigart linen with all the called for DMC. And I started this on February the 2nd, 2021. And this was still very early in my stitching days. I don't think I really truly realized how big this project is. I think it's like 180 by 180. So definitely taking a long time, but it's okay. I think honestly the hardest part is over. I just have to do, each one of these little diamonds looks like that right there. And then I obviously have to fill out the border. So this honestly is probably one of my projects that's closest to a finish, but it still is far enough away from being finished that it's not like I could just like whip it up really fast. So anyway, and I guess I could show you, I don't have a project bag for Sweetheart Campfire, but I can show you some of the rest of my stuff. Here's all the floss for this project. I have it on these Adam Hart thread chips, which she's coming out with new colors, and I'm really excited. It's like a nebula blue and cosmic pink or something. And then the bag that I keep this project in is one that I made using the project bag tutorial from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and I used some Tula Pink fabric from the Alice in Wonderland or Curiouser and Curiouser line. So yeah, and it's just the cats on the back too, and the inside is this print right here. So yeah, that is Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so the next project I have to show you is Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. This is a project that I started on October the 3rd, 2021, and it's going to look like this. Oh, here we go. Oh, I have a lot more done on this than I thought. This is what mine looks like. So I'm stitching mine on 40 count Murky by Picture This Plus, and I'm using all the called for floss, and I'm stitching 1/2. So this was on my WIP Go board this year, and so I already did both of the goals for it because it got called in like January and February. But I really have made a lot of progress on this. I mean, there's still a lot to go, but honestly, getting this motif done is such a struggle. But once you get past this, the rest of it comes together pretty fast, like much faster, because this is just such a time commitment to just get started. And then I feel like once you get started, the rest of it seems more fun because it's a lot easier to jump around to different motifs if you get bored of, and because a lot of these motifs are big, but if you get past this one, then you can like do a little bit of this and then do a little bit of this and then come back to this one, and you know what I mean? So anyway, but this one actually is, and I didn't start it with them, I started it before, but it is a stitch along. I think it's Spooky Quaker Sal that Bridget the Museum Stitcher and Heather the 20-Minute Stitcher are hosting. So, and I know there's lots of other people who are stitching this as well, but always a good excuse to bring out an old project. So And just for fun, this is my floss for this project. I like this. I think this one's called Lobster Claw. I think that one might be my favorite. And then I'm storing this in a project bag from, hold on. I'm storing this in a project bag from Black Cat X Stitchery, and it's like the black and white quilting comic. That's super funny. And then there's just like a little gray polka dot inside. Okay, so the next project on the list is StitchCon 2022 by Sue Hillis Designs. Let's see. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. And this was the StitchCon exclusive chart last year. And I started it on August the 12th, 2022. So I only have 3 WIPs left from 2021. And they're all big projects. But anyway, so like I said, this one I started August the 12th, which I think was World Cross Stitch Day. And this is where I'm at. So this is 40 count, picture this plus vellum. And I'm stitching 1/2 with all the Claude 4 DMC. My floss. And I have it cut like super long, even though I'm only using 1 strand. Just because I usually stitch with 2 strands for my DMC, so whatever I don't use, it'll still be long enough for me to do my loop method. But these are actually on floss drops that I collected at StitchCon last year, which is just kind of a fun little thing for this. And then I am storing all this stuff in another project bag from Black Cat X Stitchery. And it has little puppies on it and some like coral polka dots. So, and these are my only 2 bags from Black Cat X Stitchery, but I did want to mention that some of the project rolls that were for sale at StitchCon this past year that I showed in my last, it's right here. This project roll that I showed in my last floss tube, Tiffany at Black Cat X Stitchery actually is selling some of them. It's her friend who makes them. So I would just keep your eye on her Instagram and on her Etsy store to kind of see when she's going to post more. Because I think the ones that she posted for sale most recently are already all sold out. But if you are interested in this project roll, then go check out Tiffany's shop on Etsy. I'll have it linked down below. Okay, next up on the list is a Lola Crow Haunted Library. And I started this on August the 15th of 2022. So this is what it's going to look like. And I actually put this in the same bag as my Greenhouse of Oddities because they have a lot of shared floss. But this is what my Haunted Library looks like. This is stitched on 36 count Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers linen in the color Queen Crepe Myrtle. And I'm stitching with 2 strands of DMC over 2 linen threads. And I think I'm like 60 something % done with this. So when I started it, I didn't, obviously you can tell, I didn't finish the bookcase. I only did the black, the 310 for the bookcase, and then, or I'm sorry, the staircase. And then I stitched the parts as they came out, but I kind of fell off the train somewhere around here. So I actually finished this one like earlier this year. And I really would like to finish this year, but I've just been distracted with lots of other things. So anyway, but yeah, so that's Haunted Library. And then I have all this floss in here is for Haunted Library and it's for Haunted Library and Greenhouse of Oddities. So yeah, I have 3 floss rings in here. And in case you are just curious, I actually have them split up into 3 rings because this one is floss that the 2 projects share. This is my floss for Greenhouse, and this is my floss for Haunted Library. So I just keep them all in the bag so that they're all available to me, no matter if I'm working on Haunted Library or Greenhouse of Oddities. So anyway, they're all just kind of, it's a lot of floss. I feel like this is like 10% of the DMC collection. Okay, so I'm keeping this in a project bag from So Much to Love, and it has the little felt heart, and it's little puppy dogs in Halloween costumes. So we love that. All right, next on the list is Stitch Into Christmas. Where is that? Okay, so this is a bag that I made myself. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is the very first project bag I ever made, and this fabric came from like Joann's or something. But yes, so Stitch Into Christmas is a stitch along from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, which is already complete. It was the Christmas stitch along last year, and this is what it's supposed to look like. And then this is what mine. Oops. Okay, this is what mine looks like. So this is 28 count Lugana in like a navy Zweigart, and I am stitching this 1/1 with the called for DMC, which came in the kit. So I just kind of loosely braided it together. But honestly, so I don't know how far this is, probably like 1/6 of the way. But I just don't know if I want to keep doing this 1/1. Like, I don't know if I want to, like, I don't know how different it would look if I just started doing 2/1 10 stitch. I feel like it probably would look pretty noticeable. I feel like you can get away with that if you're doing full coverage, but I feel like with this, since it's just like a normal cross stitch design, that it would be more noticeable. But I also am like, this is kind of like my experimental stitching anyway, because I don't usually like to do 1/1 on an even weave. But yeah, anyway, we'll see. I think I might try to do 2/1 10 stitch, like maybe on this is like a star or something, and if it works out, then maybe I'll just do the rest of it that way, because it would go by a lot faster, and to me it would be more enjoyable, because I really do like doing the loop method with my floss. So we'll see, but that's what it looks like. I think this candy cane is probably my favorite. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, I started Stitch Into Christmas on September the 26th, 2022. All right, so next up is Frankenscat by Lindy Stitches. I started this on October the 7th, 2022. And October the 7th of this year is when I'm gonna get married. Okay, so this is what Frankenscat looks like. Sorry, there we go. And let's see. I think I said this is Lindy Stitches. And this is what mine looks like. It's a very pitiful start. Yeah, super pitiful. Like, I literally spent like 45 minutes on this. So, yeah. I don't know why I did that. I only stitched on it for 45 minutes. But this is, I think, 32 count. And this is Fiber on a Whim linen in the color Lipstick. And what I find so interesting about Fiber on a Whim lipstick is that I have never seen two cuts that look the same, because I bought this fabric at StitchCon last year, and when I bought it, there were actually two like cuts of lipstick in the same bin, and one of them looked like this, which I got because it looks really close to the called for, which is like Color and Cotton Papaya Lope or something. And so I was like, oh, perfect, I can use it for that. But the other cut of lipstick that was in there was basically the same as this, but like really dark, but it was still more orange looking. And then in, I think her latest video, Cam from Cam the Stitcher showed she's stitching like Birdman Cometh, I think, on Fiber on a Whim lipstick, and it's like red. So I don't know what happened with Fiber on a Whim's like dyeing process and why lipstick like looks so different every time they dye it, but yeah, anyway. My cut is like a very corally orange, and Cameron's is like red. So anyway, I feel like if you're going to use lipstick on a project, maybe try to buy that color in person, so it's so you can make sure that it's what you're looking for. But anyway, I love this chart. I can't wait to stitch on this. I definitely have a lot of Halloween stuff because that's my favorite holiday to stitch. So I'm hoping to maybe do like another spooky stitching month for like September and October or something. But it doesn't have that many colors, just these. And again, some Adam Hart floss drops. These are the thread chips. So, and I think I said that was 32 count, so I'm stitching 2 over 2. And this is a bag that I also made myself with some fabric from, I think this is called like Jill Howarth or something, and the pattern is called Tiny Treaters, which is expired, or not expired, retired. And then I made this little thread, or what do you call that, a zipper pull that says boo. Okay, next up is another really pitiful start on the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. Again, a bag that I made myself. This fabric's from Joann's, and I started this on, what does that say? December the 30th, 2022, and this is what it's going to look like. And again, I stitched on this for like 40 minutes just to say I started it. This is what mine looks like. You're like, oh wait, Elizabeth, where's the stitching? It's right here. I promise. I started it, okay? But anyway, this is 36 count linen from Picture This Plus. And what is this color called? It's the called for Mirage. I think it's called Mirage. Yes. This is a 36 count linen from Picture This Plus in the color Mirage. So I just dropped the chart, whatever. Anyway, it's a very pretty fabric, very mottled. But yeah, that's my tiny piddly little start. And this needle minder is from Frosted Pumpkin. Love that. So yes, obviously I have lots of WIPs here that have not been touched in a while. But hopefully we'll change that soon, because that is a very pitiful, it's a pitiful little start. Pitiful, I tell you. But this is my floss for it. Again, not very many colors. But I am stitching, so this chart calls for mostly DMC. And then it calls for like 2 Gentle Art sampler threads in burnt orange and chalk. So for chalk, I'm just using, what is this, B5200? Yeah. And then for burnt orange, I'm using this pumpkin pie. So there's my 2 oranges together. I think, and I don't know, Bridget, you'll have to comment and tell me if I'm wrong. But I think Bridget mentioned that I think she's using the called for variegated, and her, what is that called, burnt orange? I guess the light color in the variegated thread is really close to the DMC, so for her it's hard to see a lot of the contrast. And I hadn't looked at mine in a long time, so I was thinking like, oh, I don't really know if I'm gonna have that problem, but I definitely am not, because these are definitely different. So this was a colored cotton floss of the month or whatever, so it is a special edition. But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm using for this. So I need to pull it out to work on it. But again, that's what I say with all of this stuff, because I've been I've been all over the place with my crafts. But also, like, I don't know, I'm planning a wedding. I've been doing all this, like, I've been doing all these trips and stuff, and then I like took 10 weeks to stitch a jacket, so it's chaos over here, people, it's chaos. So I think now we're moving into all the things that I have started in 2023 that I have not finished yet, because actually, and I'm not talking about finishes today, but I think I have like 5 finishes, and only one of them is something that I started, that I did not start this year. So anyway, okay, but this is gonna be British Isles Adventure from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I'm keeping this in my Rugrats project bag that my sweet friend Caitlin gave to me for Christmas last year. And let's see, I started this on January the 26th of 2023. And this is what mine looks like. Move that over. Oh, I didn't show you. This is what it's going to look like. And then this is what mine looks like. So I finished parts 1 and 2. No. I finished part 1 and I almost finished part 2. And there's 6 parts to this. The stitch along is done now. I did switch out my fabric. The kit that I got came with like 16 count blue Ada, but I wanted to spice it up, so I'm using some 32 count color and cotton opalescent Lugana in the color Sea Breeze. And yeah, I'm stitching with all the DMC that came in the kit, which looks like this. So yeah, and the needle minder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch as well. So I was watching The Crown while stitching this, and I still plan to do that, but I haven't watched The Crown in a while, mainly because I don't really watch TV that much. But anyway, it's looking really good. Again, just gotta work on it. I don't really have any hard and fast plans for finishing this soon though, so no rush on that one. Really no rush on any of these. I think I just want to put more progress in on like Frankenscat and the Fox because they have such tiny starts that they just need to get some more stitches in them, you know? But yeah, I think I told you all the things for that one. I think I'm losing my mind now. Let me take a water break. All right, so next on the list is Greenhouse of Oddities. I started this on April the 14th, 2023. And this is another Lola Crow cross stitch stitch along, and this is what it's going to look like so far. This one's still going on, so I think the 5th planting is what is most recently released. But this is what mine looks like. So as you can see, it is still in the Q-snap, because this is what I worked on. This is literally the only thing I worked on since last time, I think. But I think I only put in some stitches in this cactus here. And as you can see, I stopped in the middle of my efforts. I think I was stitching on this on Thursday night, like this past Thursday, because my mom and my sister were supposed to fly to Cincinnati, and I was supposed to go pick them up, and then their like flight got delayed, and then it got canceled, and then they weren't going to get here till Friday, and blah 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 blah. So anyway, they decided to drive, so it was like 12-hour drive. So I basically was trying to stay up as late as I could so that I could be awake when they got here. And so I was stitching on this to do that, and I also got tired, so then I started playing Zelda, and then I fell asleep, and anyway, quite an adventure. But this is 36 count linen, Fox and Rabbit, called Oyster Shell, and I'm stitching 2/2, and I think that's it. It looks so good. I did this whole flower while I was at StitchCon, and I really love it. But I think the most recent release is like this tree that goes like over here. Except for I am really sad because I had a needle on here and I lost it, and so I had to get a new one, but I'm mad that I lost it because it was a Peacemaker. So, grr. Anyway, okay. Next up is Love Boat Sampler. Yay! Okay, what bag is that in? Okay, so this is another bag that I made. Again, Joanne fabric, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial. And this is my Love Boat Sampler. So this is what it's going to look like. And this is what mine looks like. So I have not showed this to you guys in a while. I was having a little bit of a kerfluffle with my blue threads. So basically this bird right here is the blues that I picked out, And as you can see, there's not a lot of contrast between the wings and the body. So then I went back to my color and cotton stash and I started to try to pick different colors. So on this one, the body is the same color as the wings over here, and then I did a darker blue for the wings. But I'm not 100% sold on it yet. I do like this contrast obviously a lot better than this one. So I think my plan, but I also bought some flosses at StitchCon to try to use instead. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip this bird out. I'm gonna finish this bird in these colors, and then I'm gonna stitch this bird in the new colors that I bought, and then decide based off of that. So that's another reason why I kind of just want to quit tracking how long it takes me to do stuff, because of stuff like this. Like, I don't want to know how long it took me to figure that out. You know, I just want to have fun and figure it out. So anyway, but this is, well, hold on. While we're talking about the blue floss, okay? Let's just keep talking about the blue floss. Okay, so let's see. Because I would like to know what you think, honestly. Okay, so this is what I had originally picked out, right? So nice. The problem I ran into was that the light colors in this floss are really similar in tone to this one. So then I was like, well, let's get rid of that and let's put this in there. So then these were gonna be my colors. A lot more contrast, woohoo, yay. But honestly, I feel like this is just too dark, because if you look at the called for colors, the dark blue is a lot more vibrant than like being a navy, okay? So then I was like, oh, let me pick out these colors. I got these at StitchCon. So I feel like those have good contrast to them. And there's no like super light color in this that would be the same tone as this. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. But then again too, if I hold these up together, okay, yeah, no, there's definitely way more contrast between these two than these two. So good to know that I'm not like reverting back to the same thing. So anyway, I think, so basically the birds that I'm going to stitch on this next are, one of them will be in these colors, and then one of them will be in these colors, and then I can kind of hopefully help understand what I like best. So there we go. Anyway, let me know what you like best. Do you like this color and cotton duo with a dark navy, or do you like this forbidden fiber combo? So let me know. Actually, I think there's a way you can do a poll or something. Maybe if I figure that out, we can do that. That'd be fun. But anyway, this fabric though is Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers 36 count linen. I was in a fabric club with them for a little bit. And the color is called Summer Soiree, and that's what it looks like. So it's gonna be so pretty. I'm doing this as a stitch along with my friends Shiloh at X-Stitch MD and Liz from Elizabeth Ink and Stitch. And my friend Alexis also just started this. Alexis from Alexis My Amazing World. So yeah, it's a really pretty chart. I love it so much. Just, you know, gotta work on it. But too, okay, so Marjorie from, I guess it was a Marjorie Maid, she is starting this new game called Pick a Whip, and basically she like picks a prompt from a jar and will stitch on something that is related to that prompt between like the floss tube that she draws that prompt and then her next floss tube. And so the prompt that she drew this time was birds. So I'm thinking I'm gonna work on this for my Marjorie Made Me Pick a Whip because it does have birds on it, and that's what I'm gonna be playing with the colors that I have. So okay, so I have two more to show you. Next on the list is Castle Homecoming by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I have this in a bag from Sheba Designs that I got at Stitch North, and it's made with this Tula Pink Flamingo fabric, and it's vinyl front. And let's see, this is what this chart is going to look like. It is also a stitch along that is happening right now. I started this on May the 25th, 2023, and this is what mine looks like. So I'm stitching mine on 40 count Valor by Picture This Plus. I'm stitching 1/2 with all the called for DMC, and then there's 2 called for Classic Colorworks that I'm using. These are the colors. They're so pretty. I just love that. They're like bright and muted all at the same time. I love it. And these are the classic colorworks. Where are they? So pretty. So yeah, anyway, I haven't worked on this since StitchCon. So whatever it looked like last time is what it still looks like. But there is a new part that came out, I guess like last week, that has a little wizard on it, and he's so cute. So definitely need to, I don't need to keep up with it, but I would like to keep stitching on it, obviously. So, but that is my Castle Homecoming by Frosted Pumpkin. Okay, last but certainly not least is the new stitch along from Caterpillar Cross Stitch called Positivity Lifts. And I started this on June the 26th, 2023. And let's see, these are the colors that I've got going on. They obviously came with the kit, as they are on these cards. And I braided it together, and this is what mine looks like. I did switch out the fabric for this. It came with just like white Zwagart Aida. And I switched mine out with a 18 count Aida from Fiber on a Whim called Color Happens. And I'm stitching, I guess, 2/1, because it's Aida. And yeah, so I have anyway, but it's a mystery, but this is kind of like the blurred out image of what it's supposed to look like. So right now they've released Breathe and Focus. So this one says Breathe and this one says Focus. So anyway, it's really cute, and I was happy to stitch on this the other day because it is Aida, and so it was just kind of easy, and I don't know, I didn't have to think about it. That is how, and this Aida is so soft, which is another reason why I wanted to switch it out, because I wanted to try hand-dyed Aida. But this Fiber on a Whim hand-dyed Aida, so soft. Highly recommend if you're wanting to try that out. The lighting, okay, the fabric kind of looks like that. It's like a minty green color. It's getting really washed out. Okay, so another thing, those are all my WIPs. And apparently I have 13. I have 13 WIPs, lucky number 13. But I actually have another project that I want to start soon. Marjorie is doing Christmas in July. I can't really remember if she talked about that in her last video or not. I think she did, because I think she was talking about the Barbara Anna Christmas patterns that she wants to start. But regardless, I have a Christmas pattern that I would like to start. So I have it kitted up in this project bag from Sheba Designs, which looks like these little Christmas gingerbread houses. And the fabric that I have picked out, this is going to be Christmas Wreath by Frosted Pumpkin. And so I have some 28 count Lugana. It's called Sand Dollar. I think this will be really pretty for this project. Ooh. I like it because it's not too mottled. I feel like some of the linens get really mottled, and I kind of wanted it to be just, I feel like the Luganas don't get as mottled, so, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So anyway, but these are the colors. I think there might be a pink missing from this that I stole for another project, so I might need to put that back. But anyway, yeah, so at some point this month, probably after I'm going on a rafting trip next week, so probably after that, I will be starting Christmas Wreath by Frosted Pumpkin. So, and we're just not going to think about how I really need to be working on my other projects. But I think until I start this, I might work on my other Christmas wintry things, just because, I don't know, it's hot outside. What a better excuse to work on something chilly, you know? So I might work on Stitching a Christmas and the Fox, maybe. So anyway, that's what I got going on. Sorry for like kind of a weird, not organized at all type video, but I figured I'd rather get something out than nothing out, so here we are. I am going to be away on vacation next week, and probably not gonna be doing any stitching that week, but I am bringing like a small to bring to stitch on the plane just to have something to do, but it won't be any of these big projects that I just showed you. So yeah, but I think today I'm gonna edit this video and maybe stitch. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't think my stitchy bug is gone. I think I want to stitch. I think I've just not really had the time to stitch. So yeah, anyway, I'm kind of in the slump, I guess. Just a little bit of a slump. But that's okay. Because I have decided that I'm not going to worry about making goals. Not going to worry about my WIP go right now. Not going to worry about tracking the time it takes me to stitch. I'm just going to, if I can stitch, then I will. So anyway, I think that's it. So I'm not going to talk anymore, otherwise I'll just be rambling about nothing. And yeah, so I will see you guys probably in 2 weeks, maybe plus or minus an extra, or not plus minus, maybe plus a few days. We'll see what happens. So I'll see you when I see you. If you miss me too much, you know, you can follow me on Instagram. I do get on there pretty much daily. I don't post daily, but I'm on there. I spend way too much time on Instagram. So anyway, okay, love you guys. Bye.